Welcome back, everyone. Now, one of the most common questions on the entire internet, including YouTube, Google, and wherever, is how do I get clients? Whether that be for coaching or for SMMA or for an agency or for whatever it might be. Now, keep in mind that when people are asking how do I get clients, usually the real question that they're asking is how do I drive traffic? In other words, how do I get people who have never heard about me before to first hear about me, of course, for the first time? So I'm going to try to just fly through this list here. So let's go ahead and jump right in to the 21 ways to get agency clients. Now, the first way to get agency clients, which is probably one of the ways you already know about, is with pay-per-click or with advertising. Now, that might be on Google or Facebook or Instagram or Reddit or TikTok or whatever it might be. But the point is that you are paying these platforms to get your message in front of relevant eyes. Now, to be fair, there is no one-size-fits-all answer to where or how you should advertise. Although I do tend to be partial or preferential to YouTube and video ads regardless of the platform. But anyway, the point is that if you do have some coins to spare, then using advertising to get in front of eyeballs is a very useful and effective method. The next way to get clients is by utilizing marketplaces. Now, I've mentioned before that a marketplace is anywhere where buyers and sellers come together to make a transaction. Now, that could be Fiverr.com, Upwork.com, which is where I get most of my subcontractors, let's say. That could be Craigslist. That could be Facebook Marketplace. It's literally anywhere where buyers and sellers come together to find each other. Now, yes, some of these platforms do take a healthy little percentage, whether it be 10, 20, 30% or whatever. But the point is that if you are fishing, go where the fish are. But you get the point here that if you are looking for people that want to hire you, then go to the place where people are looking to hire somebody like you. The next way to get clients is by getting social. In other words, by using social media. And there's actually a ton of different ways to do this, even though I already mentioned advertising earlier. So let's go ahead and just stick with organic content marketing here as far as social media goes. So whether you are on Instagram or TikTok or even Facebook and other platforms like that, the point is that getting social, actually posting, interacting with people, commenting, responding to people who comment on your stuff. The point is that using social media can be a huge source of traffic, leads, prospects, clients, and so forth. And one other note I'll add here is that most people don't actually use their number one resource, which are their personal social profiles. So even if you think Facebook is old or whatever it might be, the point is that just look, where do you have an audience? That might be Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. It doesn't matter if you have 100 followers or 1,000 or 1 million. The point is you have an audience. So of course there are a lot more strategies that involve hashtags and relevancy and design and all that good stuff. But the point is that if you have a personal profile on any platform, which I'll go ahead and assume that you do if you're watching this video, use it. Post your YouTube video, share your Instagram ideas or your stories or your Reddit posts or on TikTok or whatever it might be. But the point is, put your story out there however you can. The next way to get clients is actually one of my personal favorites, which is through cold email. And you can pretty much connect cold DMing or direct messaging here as well. Now, first and foremost, I know a lot of people say, I don't want to cold email or cold call or cold DM because I don't want to bother people. Well, let me just go ahead and tell you right now. Actually, 2 points here. Number one, it is not cold or bothersome if it's relevant. If somebody's a marathon runner and if you send them a message, hey, I can help you run a faster marathon, they will care and they will be glad and grateful that you're messaging them. The second point here, which I'm going to make a whole nother video about soon, of course, subscribe below, is that the number one sales pitch on earth is telling people you'll never have to do cold outreach. But the real reason why everybody says they hate cold calling, cold email, cold DMing, pretty much anything like that, The actual reason why people actually don't like that is because they are terrified, petrified of hearing the word no. But the point is that when somebody tells you, oh, I don't want to bother people, oh, I don't want to send them cold messages, oh, but what if they don't like me? 99.9% the translation of what they're saying is, I am terrified of hearing the word no. Now, of course, your goal is to get the warmest traffic as possible, whether that be on LinkedIn or whatever else it might be, Facebook, this or that. But the point is that even though your goal is to get warm traffic, is that pursuing cold traffic, in other words, going to people, aka outbound marketing, as opposed to just waiting for them to come to you, aka inbound marketing, which is of course, everybody just wants to sit on their ass and do nothing and wait for clients to come to them. Everybody on earth wants that, whether it's dating or business or anything else. But the point is that while you're sitting on your ass, there are other people who are going out and making messages and reaching out. So anyway, you get the point here. And one more note, if you are looking for help with your cold emailing, then definitely check my links below. The next way to get clients is with or through Facebook groups. Now, I know this was maybe more popular 5 years ago, let's say, but that doesn't mean that it's any less effective today. So remember I mentioned earlier, if you want to fish, go where the fish are. Well, Facebook groups or Reddit, anyway, we'll talk about those other things later. But the point is that if you're looking for a bunch of microphone fans, then go to Facebook and look for the Microphone Fans group. And what do you know? You already have a huge pool of fresh prospects. Now, you can definitely find a million other videos on YouTube about how to get traffic, leads, and clients from Facebook groups, including here, to be fair. But the short story is that if you enter any group of relevant leads, whether it be a Facebook group or other, then the standard process here is post valuable content. Respond to other people's posts. Respond to the people who comment on your posts. Short story, interact with your audience however you can. The next way to get clients is with SEO, otherwise known as search engine optimization. Now, I know this might be considered a little bit of an oldie, but of course it is definitely still a goodie. Now, the main point here, even though this is a little bit more of a longer term play, is that if you can, let's say you sell black microphones. I know I use this example all the time, but if somebody types in, I want a black USB microphone, if you can rank on the first page or especially near the top of organic or natural Google search listings or SERP, search engine results page listings, the point is that that is technically free marketing and tons of traffic can come your way that way. Now, as a side note, SEO or search engine optimization can pretty much apply to anywhere that has a search function. That could be Google, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, or whatever. The point is that when somebody searches black microphones, life coaches, water bottles, personal trainers, whatever your niche is, the point is that if you make valuable, relevant content, that is essentially free marketing that you can rate for or that you can rank for at the top of those organic listings. The next way to get clients is by working pro bono, in other words, free, for testimonials. Now, to be fair, this is absolutely not my favorite method here, but if you are new, and of course, given the high value of testimonials and case studies and whatever else it might be, the point is that if you are fresh off the boat and brand new, then working for free, you might have to eat it and just help somebody to get your first client and your first case study and some actual results. The next way to get coaching or agency clients is by eating your own cooking. In other words, if you tell people, I will help you run Facebook ads, then you should run your own effective Facebook ads. Or I help people with cold email, with Google ads, with YouTube ads, with SEO, with social media, with whatever it might be, is that if you tell people, I help you to do XYZ, but your XYZ sucks, then it will probably be a little bit harder to believe and to trust you. Now, to be fair, this does not necessarily mean that this has to be your main traffic channel. Now, I always tell this to people that marketing marketing through some channels, of course, is better than through other channels. So in other words, if you say, oh, Facebook ads are the best, depending on what you're selling, Facebook ads or whatever it might be might not be the best avenue for whatever you're doing. So anyway, even though I know people don't like to hear that, I know a lot of people say, well, if you're helping me to do it, then you should be doing it. Well, we're selling different things. So in some cases, it actually might be more useful to utilize a different channel than the one you're selling. The next way to get clients is with or through traditional marketing. Now, the short story here is TV, radio, print. Now, if you were born after 85, like I was, then you probably will think, oh, magazines, newspapers, yellow pages, cable TV, that's all for dinosaurs. Who watches that? Or what leads can I get from that? Well, I'll tell you right now, who does consume that content? Boomers. And what do you know? They just so happen to have the most money by far out of any other population in this economy or in the world. So the short story here is whether you are looking at print, whether that be newspapers or magazines or trade journals or whatever, or whether that be radio or whether that be TV, the point is that you can get slots or placements way cheaper than you think you can, and it can actually be extremely effective and profitable depending on your niche and target market. The next way to get clients is with or through Google Maps. Now, to be fair, this method used to be much more useful 5 or 10 years ago, but like I always say, every single idea, channel, or platform can work if you commit to it. So if you're looking to sell to dentists in your city, or plumbers, or med spas, or construction companies, or whatever it might be, then lead generation can literally be as simple as going to your Google Maps, typing in whatever, dentists, plumbers, electricians, or whatever it might be, and literally just getting all of that information, whether it be addresses, phone numbers, or whatever it might be. The next way to get clients is by utilizing lead generation platforms. Now, these are pretty much platforms and people who have already done the work for you and are pretty much just reselling the research that they've already done. Now, a few examples off the top of my head are LeadShark, Lucia, Nimbler, ZoomInfo. So those are just a few examples off the top of my head. But the point is that whether you're looking for construction companies, microphone sellers, dentists, plumbers, or whatever it might be, the point is that somebody else has already done that research for you. So there is no point in reinventing the wheel when you can just pay somebody else a few bucks or way less than they already paid to just get access to that list. The next way to get clients is similar, which is by utilizing directories. In other words, an existing list of pretty much the type of lead list that you're looking for. Now, a directory is just pretty much somebody that already has a list of whatever type of market you're aiming at. Now, finding or accessing that directory is easier or more difficult in some niches than in others, but whether you're aiming at plumbers, construction companies, agencies, or whatever it might be, the point is that somebody else, some website, some platform already has a list, usually of people that have submitted their own information to get on that list, whether that be the Yellow Pages, the local chamber of commerce, or some other type of list seller. So however you can, try to get access to it. The next way to get clients might actually be the number one way on earth, which a lot of businesses actually rely on this traffic source alone, which is totally fine, which is through referrals. In other words, let's say you get 5 clients off the bat one way or another, then those people you already know can refer people to you. And to be fair, they don't have to be clients. They could be friends, they could be family members, they could be coworkers, they could be your old boss or your old company if you quit. But the point is that you are utilizing the network you already have. You are literally utilizing resources that are already in your pocket. And of course, the second and maybe main benefit here is that they are usually free because people just sent people your way of somebody that they just so happen to know. So in any case, of course, I've already made a video about this, which you can check out here. But the point is that if you can access your referrals, in other words, getting connections from people you already know, that can actually serve as your entire traffic channel and client source altogether. The next way to get clients is a little bit sneakier, which is by accessing job listings. So I know I already mentioned earlier utilizing marketplaces such as Craigslist, Upwork, and LinkedIn Jobs and other places like that. But the point is that if somebody is looking to hire a microphone manufacturer, a Google Ads employee, a whatever it might be, you could literally message those people and say, hey, I saw you're looking for somebody to run your Google Ads as an employee. Well, my agency just so happens to do that. And you don't have to hire a full-time employee. So in other words, we are cheaper and less of a commitment. And I will repeat here, by the way, that I know a lot of people say, oh, I want to collect all these different traffic generation and all these different client getting methods or platforms. Well, most businesses only focus on one or even two lead gen or client getting platforms or channels. So just keep that in mind, that even though you might want to say, oh, I want to do that, I want 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 that, that might work, that might work, that might work. Focusing on just one or two of these 100 things that I'm saying will probably serve you better than on trying to do all 20 or even 10 or 5. The next way to get coaching or agency or other clients is by flat out utilizing Google search. Now, I know that seems like the easiest answer ever, and we did talk about Google Maps earlier. But the point is that if you want to serve local dentists, local plumbers, local plastic surgeons, whatever it might be, then look them up. Plastic surgeons in San Diego, plumbers in Tucson, OnlyFans models in Omaha. Whatever it might be. Not only will this give you a list of people who will probably be interested in whatever you're selling, but depending on what you're selling, you can actually see who needs your help. So if you are selling Google Ads or YouTube ads or something like that, that's easy to see. You could type in dentists in Miami. Then you see, oh man, their ads suck. Oh, their YouTube ads suck. Oh, their website or landing pages suck. Then you can, politely, however you want to do it, you can say, hey, I saw your ads, I saw your website, I saw your blah, blah, blah. I saw that these are some opportunities for you to improve. So we help you to do this. Let me know what's up. The next way to get clients is by getting published. Now, I'm going to talk more about this in a minute, which is utilizing OPA, in other words, other people's audiences. But the point here is that if you can somehow get access to being published with text, by the way, whether it be on Forbes.com or Business Insider or Huffington Post or whatever else it might be, whether it be a Facebook group or something else that we've already talked about, the point is that somebody else has already organized an audience, and there's probably a good chance that it's the exact audience you're looking for. Now, I know a lot of people say, oh, but I put so much effort and I put this post on my blog, on my personal website. Isn't that enough? Well, yes and no, but mainly no, because that exact same content or blog post, whatever it might be, if it will take you literally 5 more minutes of work, if you do it right, to get that exact same content published on Forbes or Huffington Post or Inc. or whatever else it might be, as opposed to just on your own personal website or blog. And that extra 5 minutes of work can make a huge, huge difference in the amount of people you reach and of course how relevant they are. The next way to get clients and to drive traffic, aka get attention, is with public speaking. Now, there are usually 2 big issues here that everybody comes up with, which are number 1, I don't know what to talk about, and number 2, I don't have anybody to let me speak there. Well, the short story here is that both of those common issues, complaints, or excuses are extremely easy to overcome. So the first question of, but I don't know what to talk about. Well, what do you help people to do? Do you help people to pay less taxes, to lose weight, to grow their business, to do better with their Facebook ads, to whatever it might be? Just write a super simple presentation, how I help people pay less taxes, or to double their sales with Facebook ads, or to use YouTube ads to blah, 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 or to lose 20 pounds in 2 months. Whatever it might be, you can probably create, well, I hope so, since that's the thing you do, you can probably create a pretty simple presentation or talk or discussion on how you help people to do that. The second big excuse or whine that I usually hear here is, oh, but I don't know, where am I going to talk? Nobody's going to want to hear me. Short story, wrong. Now, in fact, it's the opposite problem. In today's age, there are so many stages that are dying for somebody to speak on them, whether that be your local Toastmasters Club, your local Chamber of Commerce, your local community college, your local convalescent or senior center, whatever it might be. The point is that there is no shortage of stages for you to speak on. And not only that, they are dying. There is a huge shortage of people to speak on those stages. So this involves a little bit more creativity, although I just mentioned a few options a second ago. But the point is that put some fucking back into it and find a place to speak. And not only that, even if 0 people show up to your discussion, record it. And that YouTube video, or wherever you want to post it, can be a huge, huge trust and relationship builder moving forward. The next way to get clients is with re-engagement or remarketing campaigns. Now, I already spoke earlier about PPC advertising and pretty much all types of digital advertising, whether that be on Google, Reddit, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or whatever exists by the time that you're watching this. But the point here is that if you're not already familiar with remarketing, retargeting, or one of these similar words, the point is that you are only messaging people that have already interacted with you or taken some type of action that shows they're interested. So if somebody already visited your website, you can only target those people. If somebody already watched your YouTube video, visited your website, visited a specific page of your website, clicked download on your offer, or pretty much took any online action anywhere ever, the point is that you can focus all of your messaging and marketing just on that specific group of people that already took the action that proves to you that they're interested. The next way to get coaching or agency or other clients is with networking and through live events. I tend to think that you need, this is one of my favorite quotes, give luck a chance. In other words, meet people. Put yourself out there. You have no idea which random connection is going to give you 90% of your business for the next year, or who's going to publish your book, or who is going to think you're the best person ever and hire you right off the bat. So you get the point here that networking, meeting people, going to live events. Now, these don't have to be $1,000 conferences, which, you know, if possible, I would say generally the harder it is to get into an event, the better, because that shows they're a more qualified lead. But the point is, put yourself out there physically so that you're not just locked in your room all day. The next way to get clients is through partnerships or JVs, otherwise known as joint ventures, which ultimately come down to OPA, which is other people's audiences. Now, I've already talked about this a little bit before, which is that there are other people who have already done the heavy lifting for you. They have already gathered a group of people interested in health or water bottles or being a new mom or in black microphones or in YouTubing or podcasting or marketing or agencies or whatever else it might be. Now, the point here is to partner with them however you can. Now, this can be interviewing them on your YouTube channel or Instagram or whatever it might be. And even better, if you can get them to interview you on their platform one way or another. You could co-create a product, which is usually in the JV or joint venture category. But the point is that Whether they are smaller than you, bigger than you, the same, or whatever, the point is that somebody has an audience which is probably interested in whatever you are offering. And who knows, you might be doing them a bigger favor than they're doing you. But the point is to network and one way or another get access to somebody's audience that you don't already have access to. The next way to get clients, and this is kind of a subcategory to some of the things we've already been talking about, which is by utilizing newsjacking. Now, this is kind of a subcategory to content marketing and social media and a few other things we've already talked about, but it is so important that I wanted to separate it into its own topic. So newsjacking is pretty much utilizing whatever is popular today so that you can get access to that audience. So 5 or 10 years ago, Donald Trump was big, so you could say 10 things Donald Trump taught us about blah, blah, blah. Whether you like him or hate him, everybody is looking that person's name up. Or today, more likely, Andrew Tate, 5 reasons why he sucks, 5 reasons why he's great, whatever it might be. The point is that people are already looking up that topic, or the Olympics, the World Cup, Andrew Tate, the latest election, whatever it might be. The point is that there is already traffic that exists. What you want to do is just get in there so that you can get that traffic back to your offer and your messaging. And the absolute number one way to get more traffic, leads, and clients is to hit the like button and subscribe below. If you learned something interesting today, it does help a lot. For more help clarifying your niche or your offer or getting clients or customers, then grab my Fill Your Funnel workbook in the links below, or you could book a free strategy call with me there as well. Well, that wraps us up for today. Thanks everyone for stopping by, and I'll see you on the next one.